What's up YouTube? Bboy Lprad coming at you with another tutorial. Today's tutorial is going to be on rollback freezes. So, a little bit of background on this tutorial. A lot of people know, freezes in general, elbow freeze, baby freeze, turtle freeze, chair freeze, air chair, side chair, all those freezes. Now, what a lot of people don't know or don't incorporate a lot is rollback. When you roll back from your lower body to your upper shoulders and somehow are able to get back into a freeze, that adds infinite more amount of style points to what you already have. So I'm going to label this tutorial as average. I think beginners could learn this, and those who are more advanced could take a few things from this. What you're going to need is, you're going to need to know freezes. The ones I'm going to show in this tutorial are chairs, air chairs, and elbow freezes. But I recommend that anyone who wants to learn anything else should have the freeze down first and then incorporate the rollback movement. So let's get started. So the beginning concept that you have to understand when you're doing rollback freezes is the concept of rolling back. So I'm going to be facing this way to show you guys and give you guys a little bit more of a better vantage point on how to roll back. So when you're rolling back into a freeze, what you want to do is you want to roll back from your butt onto your lower back, and obviously roll onto your upper shoulders, and from your upper shoulders is where you're going to control what you want to do next. So if I'm rolling back into a chair freeze, it's going to be from my lower body, rolling up to my upper shoulders, and then that's when I begin the movement for my chair. So for example, shown here. If you need a better vantage point, I'll do it facing this way. So, what I'm going to help you with is the freezes that you will be able to do from rolling back. Freeze number one, really simple freeze, the one I just showed you, a chair freeze. So, to roll back and to make it flow with your set, you're going to want to find a transition to rollback. This isn't a tutorial on transitions, so I'll give you a really simple one. You're going to put your hands out in front of you. You're going to kick out with your dominant leg, and you're going to bring it in as if you were doing like a pin drop or a coin drop. And instead of just staying down, you're going to sweep your legs in, and then you're going to roll back. So step by step, here we go. Step one, put your hands out in front of you. Step two, kick out with your dominant leg. Step three, bring it in. Step four, sweep. Okay, once you have that down, then you add the rollback from your lower back to your middle to your upper shoulders. So, from step one, put your hands down. Step two, kick out with your dominant leg. Step three, sweep in, roll back. Easy. Now the bit more of a difficult part comes when you're getting into your freeze. So from chair freeze, to get a chair freeze, you're going to roll back, and your arm is going to be pushing off, it's going to be, not pushing off, it's going to be going back, and as you can see, my fingers are kind of bent already, so I can be in the position to grab the ground to do the freeze. So when I roll back, my hand is going to come up above my shoulder, and I'm going to roll, my legs are going to be up. So when I roll back to my shoulders, I'm going to kick up, then shift my weight onto my right arm, my dominant arm. So for example, here we go, rolling back, putting my fingers down, shifting my weight, landing. If any of you know how to do a chair, you know that all your weight goes onto your dominant arm. So what you're doing is basically rolling back onto your hand, planting your hand down first. I can't stress this enough. To avoid injury, you want to plant your hand down first and get that set up first. And then after that, you want to put your weight on your arm, and your head will never leave the ground. It'll just roll around when you're on your back. The second freeze is going to be Rollback Airchair. Now keep in mind, I am no master of air chairs. It's probably one of my least favorite moves when it comes to breaking, but I know how to do the move and the transition nonetheless. So step one, I'm going to just incorporate the same transition to rollback. So refer to the previous instructional. And we're going to do that, but it's very similar to the chair, except your legs never hit the floor and your head does come off the ground. So once you reach the step to where you can plant your arm back and firmly be able to put your weight onto your arm, you're going to come around. So my hand's going to be like this, be able to get my weight. You're going to catch your weight, but instead when you kick up, don't plan on being able to catch yourself by placing your legs down. You're going to kick up and you're going to stay up. And with all your weight being up on your arm, your head will just naturally come through. So to get a good vantage point, I'm going to be facing that way to transition, and my freeze shall be facing the camera. So I will put this in a slower motion. You do the transition, you roll back, you place your arm so that you're in position to shift your weight onto your arm. That was terribly parted. And then, as you can see, I kicked up, I caught myself, and my leg and my head naturally came through as well. Tips for this would be obviously to be able to hold an air chair. As you can see, I probably am not the best at doing that. And other than that, it's pretty much like an air chair. You're getting into an air chair, but you're just rolling back to get into it. The third freeze I'm going to teach is rollback elbow freeze. So this one's a little bit more complex because you're going airborne pretty much, and you're balancing on your one arm. So going back from the transition that I already showed you, you're going to roll back, but instead of placing your hand to shift your weight, your arm is going to be already in the position to elbow freeze. So generally speaking, I elbow freeze like this, with my arm sideways, not like this, more like this. So if you do it like this, I'm sorry, but I prefer doing it in this manner. So when you roll back, your arm will be in position to also be able to carry the weight. But instead of it being like this, it'll be already facing that direction. And when you roll back, you're going to roll, and it'll be able to get into a firm, stable angle so that you can put all of your weight onto it. So I'll be facing that direction, so my freeze faces this direction. So you transition, roll back, place your arm down so that it rolls and it fits a nice firm angle. And then you're going to lift your body, starting with your chest up to your legs. And your legs could be in a 4, they could be straight up, they could be in an opposite 4, they could be out in a pike. You know, you choose. But you're going to roll back and bring your weight up. So you're going to, this time your head won't come with. You're going to have to physically thrust your head up so that the rest of your weight can follow. So here it is. In a slower motion. Kick out, bring in, sweep, come back. So, as you saw, placed my arm back and was able to firmly hold for a split second. I had to come back down. But that is how you roll back into a couple freezes. And thank you for watching. Any tips, comments, place them down below and I'll be sure to respond to you whenever I can. Thanks. Just a very quick side note. I'm going to get back into doing tutorials and I really need feedback and what to include, any other visuals that you would like, and content. Definitely leave me tutorials for anything you want to learn. And if I can't do it completely, I'll let you know, but if I can, I'll be sure to get to it in time. Thank you.